Hello, it is me. I have returned to YouTube. It's been a while since I have posted a video, and I am now a new me. I decided to celebrate my return to YouTube with a new ranking video, since it's been a while since I made a ranking video since my last attempt was. Yeah, we don't talk about that. So let's make a ranking on Tales of the Triplets. This show has gained a lot of popularity, as a lot of the fan-made, miraculous show creators started to fall one by one either from cancellation or people moving on to other stuff. I really like this show, and I thought since all the season 1 episodes have been released, I decided to make it my duty to rank every season 1 episode. So spoiler warning for new fans for the show, and also credit to Thunderbug for most of the footage you are going to see. Now let's get started.
Wrong answer, forehead.
Slugger Squad is the first episode to ask, if Penultime is so good, why isn't there a Penultime too? Boom, there she is. Are you happy now? This episode is fine. It's as standard as a miraculous show gets. You have a simple plot. Someone gets akumatized. The heroes and the villain fight. Someone gets a miraculous. The villain is defeated. The main villain says an intimidating vow of revenge. There's romance stuff. That's it. It's very standard for a miraculous episode. Just going through the regular formula without doing anything unique or interesting.
Cherry Bomb!
Cherry Bomber is certainly an episode. This is a remake of the episode Evil Butler. May they rest in peace. But since it was a remake of an old episode, it doesn't offer anything we haven't really seen before. Cherry Bomber's design is cool, and golden bugs too. And I like how Lightning Fox and Jade Hanyu have to save the day. That was cool. There is a bit of weird stuff of where Lightning Fox uses his power to distract Cherry Bomber, and Shadow Flare says the Thunderbug and Miss Nor that's captured are illusions. But that doesn't make sense. You can't touch illusions, but I guess she doesn't know that. Overall, a decent episode.
You're a star.
Movie Star was my introduction into TOTT, and probably was for a lot of people too, as this episode was released alongside the Evil Person's finale. And watching this episode in the present time doesn't hold any favors, as the references in it are outdated to say the least. But I'd say that this probably the most important episode in the TOTT canon, as it defined the art style that JS still uses and also better establishes the characters and what they are about. The transformation sequences are decent. Movie Star is a fine villain, and even if the episode's content is a bit outdated, TOTT wouldn't be what it is without this episode.
Reveal yourself.
This episode is pretty interesting. This episode introduces something very interesting with the Butterfly Miraculous, how you can give up stuff in order to gain ultimate power. Also, the ultimate Nuru design is very good, but other than that the episode was decent. Maybe a little too much time was spent making a team to face the Destructors, and while the fight scene was pretty decent, I don't think the tension was as high as I think it was aiming for. And why did Dark Flare wait so long before taking the Ladybug Miraculous? Maybe that's not important, at least she steals the Peacock Miraculous realistically. What else? Romana is cool. Dark Flare's ultimate form is cool. And also So Dapop is the best character in the show.
Angry Man! Angry Man! Oh my goodness, so menacing!
Madame Anger is pretty good. That's about it. It's a remake of an older episode from the past, and exists as the origin of how Sammy became Thunderbug, even though it wasn't the first released episode anymore, but it doesn't matter. This is a pretty solid origin story of Thunderbug, but I'll address my problems with it right here and now. Sammy isn't too interesting of a protagonist, and Shadow Flare feels like the Butterfly Miraculous holder trope on autopilot, but those are my only real problems with it. Let's get to the positives. This is the first TOTT episode to be voice acted, and I think the voice actors did a really good job, including me.
Oh no! Ah!
And I do like how Thunderbug doesn't really beat Madame Anger. It's a pretty neat subversion. And Madame Anger is a pretty decent villain. Overall, a decent origin. Also, the ending scene is very funny.
He likes to draw people in skinny suits.
Tainterstell. Over time I've forgotten about this episode, but rewatching it for this video to review it was interesting, as it's pretty good. It's got a similar issue with Movie Star where the art featured in it hasn't aged too well. But it's not as egregious here. This episode is a miraculous swap episode between Thunderbug and Miss Nor. while Lightning Fox begins to feel useless, but the episode outside of that is the pre-finale to Season 1 3-parter. Remember when the beach party was going to be 2 parts? Anyways, the villain is basic, but they do a good job at being a threat, like capturing the other characters including Logan and hanging them from the stage. And Jess finds out Carolette is Shadow Flare, which is cool. I guess I don't have too much else to say. It's Painterstell, that's about it. But it does a good job at setting up the tension for the finale. Also my OC is in the episode. Moving on.
That's not a secret!
Scarlet Fever, the part 1 to the finale. So let's see. Apparently every main student character has known each other since they were kids, which I don't really believe, but it's whatever. It's still cute. So in this episode, Carolette has a big plan to get the Miraculouses for herself. There's good amounts of tension between Jess and Carolette as Jess confronts her on being Shadow Flare, but oh no, she created a sentient monster to make an alibi and a hoax. Scarlet Fever is a pretty decent villain. Her power is pretty dangerous and she even manages to steal the horse Miraculous from Queenie. Clarelon is decent, they are fine. Fine but forgettable is how I'd describe her. Thunderdog's design is good. And I also love the concept of power-ups at the end of the episode. It's very creative and holds lots of potential for the future. There's not too much else to say here. It does a good job making the tension high for the next 2 parts of the finale.
They all hated me.
I'm sure everyone here watching this video was expecting this episode to be first place. I was hoping this episode would be number 1 too. I'm probably going to get hate for this, but frick it. Isolation was so close to being number 1 in my eyes. But let's go over what I like about it first before we go into the stuff that drives it away from number 1. First, the drama was pretty good. There's a fight between Logan and Sammy that was good in a vacuum and was hard to watch. And Oswaldia's conversation with Logan in his mind was cool. And she finds out he is Lightning Fox, which is cool. And the blue dragon power is neat. The space battle was cool. It's a bit rehashing of Super Flame, but still cool. The ending scene was mysterious and all that. It was still a good finale, but now to get into my biggest issue with the episode. So in Painterstell, Jess finds out Carolette is Shadow Flare and teams up with Jolie to help figure out the truth, but in the finale, Jess doesn't fully believe Jolie. Why? Jess is the one who instigated the plan because she saw the jewelry in episode 6. Why doesn't she believe Jolie? Carolette just vanished in the episode, so if you can't confront her, fine. At least warn everyone that Carolette isn't trustworthy. I get the script was likely changed when the show was leaked last year, but these felt like the wrong changes to make to the script. It really irritates me. If these scenes were different, then this episode would have been number 1. It's still obviously a good episode, and I recommend giving it a watch, but I have to keep moving on with the ranking. In my opinion, nothing could have beaten this episode. For the number 1 placement, Super Flame is really good. First, Carolette singing the one cringy song from Miraculous is pretty epic. And I do like that Jolie isn't Chloe too, and the confrontation they have with Carolette is very intense. And Midnight Moth's design is really good. I wish it would be the regular design for the show. And the stuff with Logan, where he feels useless, is sad, and the scene where he throws the Fox Miraculous, while obviously an overreaction, is still very hard to watch. And I like his scene with Leah. Leah is cool too. She has more personality than like half of the characters, and that's pretty sad, to be honest. Her design as a hero is cool, and I like how she's not perfect at being a hero. It feels realistic, and I love how she's accidentally finds out Miss Noor's identity. And Logan as Super Flame is a pretty good villain. Scarlet Fever was better though. Overall, I'd say this was the magnum opus of TOTT Season 1, and this series deserves to be watched, and I can't wait to rank Season 2. So that was the ranking of Tales of the Triplet Season 1 episodes. Overall a pretty easy ranking to make, as the last place episode wasn't even bad, it was just weak. Let me know what other Miraculous related content you want me to rank. And stay tuned for my upcoming Miraculous show. Thank you and good night.